Welcome back to Sorare Assist. Adam here, and the end of season sale has started, and I'll be highlighting some top targets you should consider for your SO5 squads. If you like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, there is a link in the description below. If you want to get signed up today, get a free limited card and 13 common cards. Okay, so the end of season sale is now here, and today I'm going to be picking the top targets in terms of price and quality for the SO5 scoring. Today I'm going to be picking players from the Turkish Super Lig. If you want early access to these videos, then join my YouTube or Patreon membership. You can find more information in the description below. None of this content is financial advice, and always do your own research. Right, let's get stuck in then. Today I'm going to be highlighting the goalkeepers and defenders in the Turkish Super Lig. Best quality options that are going at a discounted price due to the end of season sale. There'll also be part 2 as well, where I'll highlight the rest of the players, including midfielders and forwards. Okay, let's get straight stuck in then, starting with the goalkeepers. First one I've gone for is Ibrahim Sehik of Konyaspor. 33, L15 of 46, L40 of 52. Limited at the moment is going for around 110, and his rare is going for around 1005. Back here is where rare was selling for double that, 1928. 1400 here, 1300. More recently for £1,000. As you can see, there's a good save in there and a good keeper. His limited was a similar story, 371 here, 331, 264. More recently, someone's picked him up for £108, which looks an absolutely fantastic deal to me. Now, in terms of his scores for a goalkeeper, we're looking at some really good numbers here. And he's kept 13 clean sheets in the last year as well, which is really impressive. The next goalkeeper I've gone for is Artak Ozbia. Now, it does say on here is that he's playing for Yeni Malatyaspor, but in fact he's actually left the side that's been relegated now, and he's moved to Adana Demirspor in the Turkish Super Lig, who are near the top of the table, currently in the Super Lig. Whether he's going to be his first choice goalkeeper or not is still up for debate for next season, but it's definitely one to keep an eye on, because he is a decent keeper and he's done well considering Yeni Malatyaspor was so poor this year. He's got an L15 of 54 and an L40 of 50. His limited at the moment is going for around 55, and his rare is going for around 415. Now back here, his rare was going for 947, 746 here, 639. More recently, someone's picked him up on auction for £400. In terms of his limited card, it was going for 179 here, 151. More recently, it's sold for £43, which is looking a really good deal to me. Now, in the last year, he's not kept many clean sheets, only 6 in the last year. That's obviously due to how poor Yeni Malatyaspor were, but he's made a number of saves for Yeni Malatyaspor, so he's done fairly decent all the same. This is reflected in his all-round score as well for the number of saves he did. And he's also got some decent scores as well, considering he's playing for the team that was bottom. So as you can see, he's still a quality keeper, and at a better club he could potentially do really well. Next up, we've got Gunay Kvench of Gaziantep. He's only 30, L15 of 48, L40 of 49. Limited at the moment is going for around 56, and his rare is going for around 717. Now his rare back here was going for 1,260, 1,299. More recently on auction, 719 on the 15th of May. Again, a good saving on a rare keeper, which are obviously going to be in more demand next season, with the common cards not being able to be used come August. So the limited card is going for around 262, 240. More recently, sold for £50. That is a monumental saving on a goalkeeper. Now, if we look at his scores then, he's got some really good numbers here for a goalkeeper. He's also got a number of saves as well, which is attributed to his all-round score. He's got 9 clean sheets in the last year as well for Gaziantep. So it looks like another potential good option if you're after a goalkeeper. So on to defenders now. The first one I've gone for is Abdulkarim Badaki of Konyaspor. L15 of 55 and L40 of 61. Looks a really consistent player, this guy. He looks really cheap for a player who's churning out these sorts of scores. Limited card is going for 49 at the moment, and his rare is going for around 383. Now, back here, his rare was going for 1,191, 885 here, and the most recent auction price was 383. Like I say, that is a fantastic saving on a quality player. His limited card, there's a big price here paid for 268 quid. Here that was 165, 154. More recently, someone snapped him up for £50. This looks a complete bargain to me. He's only 27 as well, so he's not exactly old. And if we look at his SO5 scores, he's got some absolutely fantastic numbers here. Brilliant AA score as well of 19.4. And he's actually scored 5 goals and 3 assists as well in the last year. This guy to me looks an absolutely fantastic choice. Another good choice is Sorare Aziz, 31-year-old who plays for Fenerbahce. L15 of 66, an L40 of 60, and an eye-watering L5 of 82. So he's looking like an absolutely fantastic option here, and his limited is going for 41, and his rare is going for around £289. Now his price has not really come down that much, as you can see. But I think is one definitely worth mentioning. It's actually come up more recently. I think this is because he was in and out of the team. But as you can see, when he is playing, his numbers are very, very consistent. So you're probably not going to get a huge end of season sale discount on this guy. But I think at these prices, it's still looking very cheap for the scores that it's going to be churning out for your sides. So I think it was still worth mentioning anyway on these videos. And if we look at his scores as well, he's got some fantastic numbers. Like I say, especially more recently, where he seems to be getting more consistent minutes. He scored 2 goals as well and 1 assist in the last year. And also had 2 last man tackles / clearances off the line as well in the last year. So it does look a really good option, especially if you can keep his side in the Fenerbahce team. So another good defender is Guilherme of Konyaspor. Obviously a teammate of Bakaki. So if you wanted to get a bit of a defensive stack there, then this guy is probably your man, and is looking at a really cheap price at the moment as well. L15 of 55 and L40 of 57. And for some reason, his limited card is going for £16, and his rare is going for around 243 on auction. Now, 6 months ago, his rare was going for 665, 806 here. More recently, someone snapped him up for £244. We've got an absolutely fantastic discount here on a fantastic scoring player. 110 here for his limited, 93, 89. More recent auction was £15. Now this just looks an absolute steal to me. There seems to be a lot of players in the Turkish League that are very undervalued in terms of the rest of fan scores. If you look at his score graph as well, we've got some really good numbers here for a defender. He's also scored 4 goals and got 5 assists as well in the last year. So it does look a very good option and a very budget option as well. Another good option in defence is Victor Hugo of Trabzonspor, 31. Long contract to Trabzonspor as well. L15 of 54 and L40 of 55. His limited card is going for around £18 at the moment. His rare is going for around 266. Now 6 months ago, his 6-month graph, it was going for £983. This was just back in December. 882 in January. More recently, someone snapped him up for £266. That is an absolutely fantastic saving there for a good defender in the rare category. Limited wise is going for 118 here, 97 here, and at the more recent price was £19 on auction. So it looks a really, really good option in defence. And we can see from his scores as well, he's got some really good numbers here. Some 70s thrown in there as well. And he's got 10 scores in the 60 to 70 range, which is the most of the scores that he appears to get in the last year. He's also scored 2 goals and 1 assist in the last year as well. Now another really good option in defence is Leo Duarte of Istanbul Başakşehir. He's got an L15 of 60 and an L40 of 54. His limited is going for around £30 at the moment, and his rare is going for around 373. Now, if we look at his 6-month price graph, he's going for 545 here, 482, more recently 368. So that's about £100 saving there. Tails is limited. He's going for 71 here, 65 here, and 73 here when the season was in full swing. More recently, someone snapped him up for £28. Looks like an absolute bargain for me for another quality defender with some really good, fantastic scores. 10 scores in the 670 range, so he's looking really consistent, and he's also got 2 last man tackles / clearances off the line in the last year as well. So it looks like a really good option. Next up we've got Dimitros Gutas of Savispor, 28, L15 of 51, L40 of 54. Going for £12 at the moment for his limited and £105 for his rare card. In terms of his graph, 430 here, 366 here in January. More recently someone's picked him up for 144. That is a 50% discount on a good quality defender. Limited price, similar story really, 37 here, 31 here in January. More recently someone's picked him up for £13 on the 23rd of May. So again, another good option. He's got some really good scores again as well. 11 scores in the 50-60, 5 in the 60-70, 2 in the 70-80 and 2 in the 80-90. He's got a good AA score as well at 14 and 5 goals and 1 assist in the last year. So again, another very good option in terms of defence. Another good Challenge Europe option is Alexis Perez of Giresunspor in the Turkish Super Lig. He's 28, L15 of 56, L40 of 54. His limited is going for a very cheap looking £9 and his rare is going for around 172. These prices are looking absolutely a real bargain to me at the moment. Now if we look at his rare price back here, it was 379, 321. More recently someone's picked him up for 172, so they've got a really good discount there in the end of season sale. And if we look at his limited price, 32 here, there was some really high auction wins here at £47. There's one here for 24, and the most recent auction bid was £10, which looks a real steal for me. Probably the best bargain you'll get for a tenner. And if we look at his scores in the last year, he's got some really good numbers again, including a 93 and a 90 score here. He's got 2 goals and 1 assist in the last year as well, so he's looking really consistent, and his AA score is looking especially impressive at 21. So again, another really good option. Next up we've got Jonas Svensson, who plays for Adana Demirspor. Now this is an interesting one, because if Artak Özber does become the first choice keeper for Adana Demirspor, who of course is the team that Jonas Svensson plays for, then this could be a really good, interesting defensive cheap stack. His L15 is 53 and his L40 of 52. Now his limited is going for around £4 at the moment, and his rare is going for around £97, which looks like a real steal to me. Now if we look at his price back here, it was £303, 317 for his rare, 222 here. More recently someone snapped this guy up for £100. And if we look at his limited card, similar story, someone picked him up here for £28, this was just in February, 25 here in March, and £4 here on the 22nd of May. I mean, this is looking like a really budget deal to me. And he's got some really good scores as well, including an 87 here, 75, 72, 74 and a 64. So it does look really good. He missed his last few games, that was due to injury though. He is generally a first choice player, as you can see here. And he started 33 of the games as well. He's also got 2 assists in the last year as well, so it could be a really good defensive stack, especially if Artak Özber can cement the first choice goalkeeper slot as well in the Adana Demirspor side. So it looks like a really good budget option. And the last player for this week is Samet Akidin, who also plays for Adana Demirspor. He's only 28, he's got an L15 of 54, L5 of 47. Limited is going for around £11 at the moment, his rare is going for around 238. Now if we look at his graph 6 months, it was going for 851 here in December, 689 in January. More recently someone snapped him up for 238, which looks like a huge discount, especially on this price in December of £800 and odd. Now in terms of his limited, it's going for £99 here, 107 here, £79 here, £11 more recently. So you get a really good saving on this quality player who's going to be churning out these sort of scores for your side. Looks a really, really fantastic option here. Probably a slightly better option than Jonas Svensson, but that is reflected in the price, double the price of Svensson. So it depends what budget you want, but both good players really, both good options. This guy's obviously got some more consistent higher scores. 6 scores in 60-70, 4 scores in 70-80. It's also AA is also looking good as well, it's at 19. And he's also got 2 goals in the last year as well, and 3 last man / clearances off the line in the last year as well. He started 33 of the games, not been a sub in any of the games, so he does look like a consistent starter for Adana Demirspor. So really good option to finish off this part 1 of the Turkish Super League players. Part 2 will obviously be coming shortly, so look out for that one. If you like this video, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Is there any of these players that you're thinking of purchasing? Do let me know in the comment section below. Or is there any other players that I've potentially missed? Do put that in the comment section below as well. If you've not signed up to Sorare yet, there is a link in the description below if you did wish to do that to get yourself 13 common cards and a free limited card. And you can also become a member of this YouTube channel as well by clicking that join button below, or become a patron for exclusive videos from me. And you'll also get early access to all the scouting videos on the Sorare YouTube channel by joining the Patreon or the YouTube membership. And also check out sorareassist.com where you can get some free Sorare resources, including a free 100-page Ultimate Guide Sorare ebook that was put together by myself. Okay, thanks for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed this and I'll see you again soon.